Right then, folks, you will have seen this incident.
Looks as if he trips over himself. Yeah, that's accident.
Gents, red card, yellow card, what we're talking about, Mart?
Listen, we said this to me. We talked about this with the Man City offside, you remember? And then IFAB come out and clarified the law, saying, well, actually, yeah, it should have been given. I wouldn't be surprised if we have this with this. It's all about the spirit of the law of the game. I'm sure me and Nathan's had a quick text message. I know we differ on this, and I really respect that on Nathan. But in the law, it's technically right. In the spirit of the law, which is in law, football doesn't want that red card. I think that comes under that double jeopardy sort of. This is an honest decision. If it was a mugging, if it was a pushing, yeah, penalty, red cards. I don't think that's enough to punish the team. I'm not blaming the match officials. I'm blaming the law.
I just think it's a really, really tough one, because I think if you start getting into spirit and things, you're opening up a grey area. And for me personally, as a referee, when I'm out in the middle, I like to just think, right, I know my law, I've learned my law, I've practiced my law, I've passed my laws of the game test, and I'm working off that basis. And I think when you start thinking about what's right and what's not right, and that's when you get into a grey area and things start to get quite difficult to understand.
I agree there with both of you. Nath, the letter of the law absolutely says that last night, that was 100% a red card. But I think what needs to happen is that law needs to be looked at again, because at no point when that law was being written were they thinking about incidents that we saw last night and saying, right, that's a bang-on red card. That should have been a yellow. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's in the same category as making an attempted tackle to deny the obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Look, I know intent is not in the laws of the game at all, but there's no way that the defending player intended to do that. It was an accidental trip, and the expectation is there by everyone watching a yellow card.
I need people to understand, everybody, that the spirit of the law is in law. It's in law. We must have the spirit of the laws of the game. Clatter's put a thing in the Daily Mail today, and I'm telling you, I'm 100% on side with him when you see what he's trying to say. In the spirit of the law of the game, that was not a red card, and I think we really need to look at it. And also, I think it points out what we must be aware of, and responsibility to talk about this quickly on our blog, is that grassroots level and pro level, there seems to be a different interpretation of what's expected in a game. And I think when we start talking it in this detail, that's what's confusing. So, Anthony, I know you said, and actually, Nate, you were on the same text message, about referees are getting battered because of the law. And what we want to do, we want to defend these referees because they're getting battered because of law. The following law, in the spirit of the law, they need more leeway by assessors, by stakeholders in football, to have the spirit of the law back. Stop making the game so bloody sterile. It's doing it no good.
Exactly, yeah. And again, we go back to robot referees. They've tried to write the law so that every situation has a consequence, that the referee must take action in those certain situations. And if certain boxes aren't ticked, then certain outcomes can't happen. For example, the red card, the deliberate play, all that sort of stuff.
I just think that the thing is, we know that the severity between a dismissal and a caution is much, much bigger. And I think situations around cautions you can manage and nobody will notice. But when it comes to a dismissal and it's a big moment like that, it's very, very difficult to manage. And at the end of the day, it's like if you work in Asda or you work in Lloyd's Bank, there are rules that you've got to abide by and things that you've got to do in order to do your job properly and keep your bosses satisfied. And it's exactly the same for Premier League, Championship, all the referees, whether they're using VAR or not.
I think you're right, mate, in a sense. But the spirit of the law's going. How do you get a gut instinct as a match official when you're going to be in a sterile situation where we just got to follow the law? We could go on all of it about referees kick the ball and everything, and I think we need to have more of the spirit of the game.
Absolutely, mate. You've really nailed it there in the sense that the expectation of the outcome there. Everybody on Twitter has said that the referees don't understand football. The thing is, we do understand football, but in those situations, the way that the law is written, our hands are tied and we have to take that action. don't have a go at the people enforcing the laws. What we need to address here is the laws themselves. And I really do hope that the IFAB come out not long from now and clarify again, like they did with the offside, Martin, when you said in the spirit of that situation, it should have been given as offside. I think in the spirit of this situation, it should not have been a red card. It should have been yellow. And I just hope that the IFAB are coming out very soon with that clarification, because that's what everyone expects. No one expected a red card from what they saw last night.
Agree. Thanks,
Gents,
mate.
thank you very much. We'll wrap it up there. What do you think? Let us know in the tweets and the comments wherever you're watching this. This is like a hot button topic at the moment. Do you think the IFAB are going to come out and clarify again? Do you agree with the referee? Do you agree with the law? What do you think? Let us know. This discussion is going to keep going. Thanks for watching. See you next time.